Hey guys, you want to know what this is? Check this out.
Tech Island.
Hey guys, remember virtual reality back in the 80s where you could wear a pair of goggles, put them on your head, and get immersed in the game? Well, they're back here today, and I'm holding one with me, and it's made by Oculus, a Kickstarter project that started in 2012, and now they're on their second development kit. Okay, so let me show you how this baby works and what's in the box. First, this is the headgear or a goggle that you put on your head to make this work. What's inside this device? It's basically a screen. You'd be surprised to know that the screen inside this goggle is actually of a Samsung Note 3. So inside this is a Samsung Note 3 screen, and then you can actually see through that screen through this pair of glass goggles inside. So you can see that there's a lens inside for each eye, and it actually magnifies it and immerses you into that screen, making you one with the screen. I hope you understand that. But anyway, going on with the hardware, so this is the headgear. You can actually adjust it to make it fit your head properly by adjusting these straps. And there's a part here where you can move the lens forward and backward to give you the right kind of fit. Now, it all connects through this cable. There's a cable attached to the goggle, and as you can see here, there's a sync out cable and a power source and a USB part that connects to your PC. Basically, you need to power this up with a power adapter, right? So this is a power adapter that connects to that, and there's a sync out cable that connects to another device which is essential to virtual reality gaming. And that's the motion sensor. So this is another gadget, which is a motion sensor that attaches in front of you, which you normally attach to your screen. It clips on your screen, and it tracks your movement when you're playing the game. And this motion sensor connects to this part of the goggle and also connects directly through the PC via USB. So there are two USB connections, the goggles USB connection and the motion sensor's USB connection. And aside from the motion sensor, there's the HDMI output from the screen. It's not an output, sorry. It's an HDMI input. So you plug this in the HDMI port of your desktop or PC, and this will act as a second monitor to your screen. If you don't have an HDMI port, don't worry. It does come with a DVI adapter that plugs in your HDMI cable and converts it to DVI. So, you know, if you don't have the HDMI, it's okay. And again, I'd like to bring up again this second pair of lenses. These are actually for people who are nearsighted. So you can change that and it's going to work better for you. It's easily to attach and detach them, right? So, that probably gave you a nosebleed, and it gave me one too, especially during the setup. Speaking about the setup, here are some special guests I have today who's going to show you how to set it up on his gaming laptop, and our guest gamers who will show you how it works in the games that they played it with. So here today I have very special guests. Gamers, I'd like to introduce Kenjie and AC. So here they are, guys, our guest gamers for today, AC and Kenjie. So AC, tell me a little bit about yourself first.
Well, I started competitive gaming back around 2010. I used to play Call of Duty 4. I had a clan here in Cebu. We used to do matches against Singapore teams.
Wow.
And even before that, I used to play Ragnarok game. It was really huge back then. I was part of the pioneer members of Armed and Loaded. We were like, we've had our ups and downs there in Ragnarok. With that guild.
Wow, it's been a long time since I heard about that game, Ragnarok, which was an epic game at that time, right? Yeah.
And recently, I'm still currently playing Final Fantasy: A Realm Reborn and anything in between.
Wow, that's nice. So Kenji, how about you?
I've been an avid gamer since I was about, I'd say, 7 years old. Mostly consoles, but I'm not a competitive gamer or how to say this, as established as our AC here is definitely. But yeah, most of my free time back in the day anyway, I would try to spend it playing games. Any extra cash I had would usually go to gaming consoles or new games. But these days I don't have the time as much as possible anymore, but when I do find the time, I will try to game. Usually I don't play online games or competitively. I usually get into games because of the storytelling, and I believe that it's a very powerful storytelling medium right now. And I'm definitely how do I say this, a strong supporter, or no, how do I say this, a defender of game is art right now. Yeah, and you know, I think a lot of people's opinions about games is swaying that way. Where you know, it's really not a kid's toy anymore, but like a lot more people that are.
It's a medium,
yeah.
Especially nowadays that, you know, if you can see the way movies are coming out, they are a lot of movies that are patterned on games, although the games are patterned from the movies, but the way movies are made right now, it's with the game in mind already. And I've seen that in a lot of movies, like the way they did Avengers. And as a viewer and as a gamer myself before, I could really imagine playing a game with that kind of scenery. So I guess that's what you're trying to say as gaming is an art, and I can relate to it. And I do agree with it. So like now, talking about immersing yourself in the game, I think this is one of the hardwares that will help you get to that.
Oh,
right?
Most definitely. Hopefully they'll figure it out and they can, you know.
Yeah. So basically, I had to seek these guys' help in testing out the virtual reality goggles that I have here, because it's been a while since I've been playing games. So guys, we tested it with what? With the Oculus Rift intro,
yeah, the horror game,
and basically that other game where you
it's another kind of like a scare game where you weren't allowed to lift like your fingers off of the keyboard, and then they try to like throw all these scary stuff at you, and you know.
So first off, what do you think about the Oculus Rift?
Well, as the one I set it up with my laptop, and it was relatively complex to set up at first. At first, you don't know which wires go to where or what port to use. And aside from that, I had problems with my video card, because my laptop uses 2 video cards, and the Oculus Rift, when I turn on this certain setting, it crashes the onboard video card. Yeah.
Okay.
So, but once you get past that, it's relatively like easy once you get it running. And we've played with some of the demos, since there isn't really that much
content out there.
Yeah.
Right now, it's just all demos, right?
Yeah, it's pretty much all
There's
demos.
not really like an official game that's like that you can play from beginning to end with this.
Oh, there is one. It's Team Fortress 2.
Oh, really?
Which was
Team Fortress.
Team Fortress.
Which is pretty much a port.
Which is a port.
Yeah.
It wasn't made.
Yeah.
Since it was Team Fortress was around 2007, right?
Yeah.
2007. So it's not built for Oculus Rift.
Yeah.
So it's much like more like a port.
And I know that some people have figured out Skyrim on Oculus as well. So.
But then again, it wasn't designed for the Oculus Rift.
Right.
When they were developing the
So,
game.
but does it work as well as the demos? It immerses you in the game. It makes you feel that you're one with the game.
Well, I played Team Fortress 2, and yeah, it did. Pretty much, it did. You get the sense that you're in there, and Team Fortress has always been cartoonish. So you're in this cartoon world, and you're shooting rockets. You're jumping
So that's good enough. I mean, for me, that's a good start.
It's a different experience. And see, if you've played Team Fortress 2 before, then it's
Brings
really,
it to the next level,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, it's a lot harder and it's a lot like it's more complex when you're using the Rift. Yeah.
Okay. So basically, let me segue into explaining to you, the viewers, on how it works in terms of immersing you. Basically, it shuts off your entire view of the world and it brings you into the world of your monitor. So when you put this on in your head, let me take my my eyeglasses off so you can see. When I put it on like this, I can't see anything else around me. All right? So you have to understand that as viewers, you can't see anything else anymore. It's just your screen here. And what your laptop outputs to the screen, it splits it into two, giving your left eye its own view and your right eye its own view. Basically, they're seeing identical, but it's giving it their own views. And this way, you're immersed into the game. That's how it makes you feel. It's like 3D in your own goggle, right? Am I right?
Yeah.
So that's how it immerses you in the game. So this is basically just a monitor, and when you move around, the motion sensor detects you while you're moving around and playing the game. And this, they get all that data, process it in your laptop, giving you that feel. So for me, as a techie, I am very excited at where this thing can go. In fact, nowadays, there are a lot of other competitors coming out in the market. Facebook bought this from their Kickstarter project, right? And now they've taken it to this level. Imagine if you can put sensors on your body, and when you're immersed in the game, you can feel every tap on the shoulder, every bullet grazing in your head. So this can go a long way, but that's where it is, a long way, right? So Kenjie, you were playing this game. I was there with you.
Yeah, that horror game.
That horror game.
Yeah, it was really immersive.
Tell me about your experience.
It was, it was to the point where it was very scary and I didn't want to play it for very long. Yeah, it was, it brought us to, I don't know if it was some kind of like an old hospital or something. I wasn't so sure what the setting was.
Old asylum.
But yeah, I wasn't even putting headphones on. It was just the Oculus and it was the speakers from the laptop.
Speaking about headphones, how important is the audio here?
I would say it would be very, very important.
Very important.
Yeah,
right? It's essential
if you want the full
being
immersive experience.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to stress here is that even without like really nice studio headphones, I was really I was really immersed into it, and as you can see from the footage, I couldn't even play it for I think I was in it for about 10 minutes and I had to give up. But another part of that is also because I started getting motion sickness, and it's something that I hear that if you keep playing, you eventually will get used to it, but that might be something they have to figure out, because it'll turn off a lot of people who are especially prone to motion sickness, and in their first try they'll have to be getting like puke bags, and they're trying to figure that out.
So motion sickness happens with the virtual reality goggle? I got motion sickness as well. Can you tell them why we get motion sickness with it?
Maybe it's actually in reverse. It's motion sickness in reverse, since your body thinks you're moving, but your mind thinks you're moving, but your body isn't.
Yeah.
Okay.
And motion sickness is
your body's moving weird while your mind's
mind
trying to
is
study
steady.
that. Yeah.
So, but it's the same
effect in the head, in the stomach, right?
You will get sick.
Yeah.
So you got sick, and to prove that, when I played it, I was like in it for like a minute or two. From a room, I was inside a room, and I walked out the hallway, and I almost felt like puking already. And that lasted the entire night. So that's how this let me put my glasses back on, I forgot about it. So that's how bad it gets if you're not used to it. But you do get used to it, right?
Well, I heard people, I've read people online that they after a while, that they could play for hours. But it takes a while to get used
to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but as a consumer product, I think they're not going to be able to release this or market this properly until they figure that out from the get-go, because you can't have a kind of like a several hour and a sick experience before you can finally enjoy it. So I think until they figure that out,
Yeah, maybe once they change the like LED lens, like so.
yeah, maybe
Maybe
that's one of the reasons why we don't have it on the shelves yet. You know, is that they can't figure that out. Yeah. Also, there isn't much content out for it yet. All of it that's available online anyway is demos, and really most of the demos that we played was the one. It was kind of amusing, but ultimately it was dumb. Where it was a game or so. I don't know how to explain it. Where you had to put your fingers on the shift, both control keys on the on your keyboard, and they try to throw all this stuff at you to try to scare you, and then you can't let go of the control keys. But again, it's a gimmick right now, and it was about 2012 when they first announced this on Kickstarter, when they kickstarted it, and when most of us gamers heard about it, and it's now been about 3 years, and nothing really solid has emerged out of
virtual reality gaming.
out of the Oculus yet, and right now all these other companies are trying to catch up. Sony's coming out with their Morpheus, Project Morpheus, and
Valve.
Valve. Well, of course, initially Gabe Newell backed this. Gabe Newell, the owner of Valve, backed the Oculus up quite well.
Before Facebook bought it.
Yeah, and that was a big disappointment. I heard when Facebook bought it, everybody was kind of disappointed. I don't know why.
I guess maybe because Facebook doesn't have such
any
large
gaming
credential
background.
for gaming
What
backgrounds.
would they do
All you
with it?
got is those crappy Facebook games that that everybody was playing Farmville or whatever for a while.
Exactly.
But yeah. So now that Facebook's bought it, I think there are other applications for it.
Yeah.
But then I'm not so sure if us gamers take the Oculus Rift as something that's so like seriously for gaming anymore. So now I'm looking at other kind of like companies and then their approach to it.
Yeah. So to make you understand at how immersive this game or this goggle is to the game, here's Kenjie trying it out. Wow, Kenjie, so that's how it felt, huh? How are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling okay, better than the last time.
Better than the last time we played it. So I guess you really do adjust to virtual gaming, right? So, you were talking earlier about other aspects to virtual reality. Where do you think virtual reality can go aside from gaming?
Well, for one, like maybe architects in the future could like model a 3D render using it for like for their clients. But their clients can use the virtual reality to see their like future.
Yeah, I would agree because I've seen walkthroughs right now of like an architect would design your house and you can just see it on your regular screen. You see the walkthrough. So can you imagine that when he asks you to wear this goggles and walk through your house that you haven't built? Wow, that must feel amazing, and it could work for building.
Yeah, the possibilities are really like endless.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, another thing, it's a little bit goofy, but who knows? The whole Total Recall style, kind of like going on vacation without leaving your home.
Yeah.
True.
That whole scenario hopefully doesn't bring out another like kind of like a repressed personality.
But like, they can like set up a system that could run for a week.
Yeah.
And you can have it on, and you can just have straws drinking your food and eating or whatever. I don't know. You could go to a cafe that'll set it up and somebody will feed you.
Yeah. And I guess like film even like just movies that are very immersive. So where you actually are gonna be a character or at least somewhat interacting with like a film. It's not just gonna be like a kind of like a video game experience where you're running around and shooting, but it's really just complete immersion
the movie.
in a movie.
Wow, that is something to really think about, guys. Can you imagine when you're watching a movie and it seems like you're part of the movie? Wow. Right. So thank you, guys. Thank you for guesting here on Tech Island, and I do hope you can be with us permanently for a long time.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, right.
Thanks, right.
Okay. And don't forget, guys, you can check out our episodes at our website, mytechisland.com, our YouTube channel, MyTech Island, on Y101FM TV via y101fm.com, and on MyTV on Sky Cable Channel 30. So guys, thank you for watching. This has been Ryan. Check it out.